My child, I speak to you now with infinite tenderness. I see your heart laid bare, open before me with both your sorrows and your hopes. I know you have wrestled with doubts, with moments of deep fatigue when your spirit felt on the brink of collapse. Yet here you are, listening once again to my voice and searching for an anchor. I am pleased that you come to me, for I have never turned away from you. Even when you thought I was silent, I was there, sustaining your breath, cradling you in unseen arms of mercy. Today, allow my words to wash over your soul, easing the weight you carry. I am the one who formed you in the secret place, who breathed life into you, who has watched over every step you have taken. My greatest joy is to see you discover the abundance of life I offer, a treasure of hope, peace, and purpose. Though the world around you may seem chaotic and uncertain, my plans stand firm. I invite you to open your heart with childlike faith and believe that nothing is impossible for me. If you truly trust that I can move mountains, you will witness how I realign events, shift circumstances, and bring supernatural breakthroughs in areas you once deemed hopeless. I understand the complexity of your fears. Sometimes you worry you are not worthy, or you fear failure because of the wounds you carry from your past. But I say to you, look at how I have brought you through every dark valley so far. Remember the storms you believed would destroy you, but ultimately passed. Remember the tears that flowed when you felt utterly alone, only to realize, in hindsight, I had been holding you together all along. Do not listen to those voices that tell you your situation is beyond redemption. Lift your eyes to me, for I am the source of hope that never runs dry. You may ask, where do I find the strength to keep going? My child, rest in my presence and let me refill your empty vessel with my spirit. In a desert, water is precious. In the wilderness, the shade of a great tree is a blessing. So it is with my spirit, for your soul. You have tried so often to fix everything on your own, attempting to measure up to the world's standards, or even your own expectations. But I never asked you to carry burdens alone. The load becomes lighter when you bring it to me, acknowledging that you cannot do it all by yourself. Humility is not weakness. It is the gateway to receiving my mighty power in your life. Sometimes you see others who seem to be prospering without giving any thought to my ways, and you wonder why you face so many obstacles. Keep your heart from envy. Keep your spirit from bitterness. You do not know the battles they face or the emptiness they may feel. True prosperity is not about amassing things or flaunting success. It is about thriving in the fullness of my love, being at peace in the midst of storms, and rejoicing even on days when tears fall. It is about a heart so anchored in me that external situations cannot rob you of your hope. Reflect on the lessons of the fields and the seeds. I once spoke of how a sower casts seeds on different kinds of ground. Some fall on rocky soil and never develop roots. Some fall among thorns that choke them. But others fall on good soil and yield an abundant harvest. You, too, have seeds within you, dreams, gifts, and a calling that I placed in your heart. Guard them diligently. Do not let them be crushed by the thorns of unbelief or scattered by the winds of neglect. Cultivate a life of prayer, patience, and obedience to my voice. Then, in due season, what you have sown in faith will emerge, surprising you with its beauty and bounty. Consider also how the shepherd cares for his sheep. Even if one wanders off, he goes in search of it. He does not rest until he finds it, carrying it back on his shoulders with rejoicing. In the same way, I have searched for you when you wandered into despair and cynicism. I have called you by name, longing for you to know that your life is precious to me. I never wanted you to feel unseen or unloved. Every time you wept silently, I took note of your tears. I stored them in my memory, not because I delight in your pain, but because each tear reveals a piece of your heart. One day, you will see how I turned those tears into pearls of wisdom and empathy. Perhaps you worry that your mistakes disqualify you from receiving my favor. You think, I have let you down too many times, God. I have stumbled over the same sins. I have allowed anger and bitterness to poison my relationships. But I am the God who restores. When you truly repent, turning away from what harms you and others, I welcome you with open arms. My mercy is far greater than you imagine. People might remember your failings, but my mercy covers you. When you come to me with honesty, my forgiveness is complete. I do not hold your past mistakes over your head to shame you. I use them as stepping stones to bring you into deeper truth and humility. I understand that you face daily pressures, financial worries, health issues, strained relationships, or the relentless doubts that whisper you are not enough. I see the areas where you have tried to improve and have grown weary. Let me speak life into those places. Let me assure you that you are not alone. I go before you, leveling mountains and smoothing rough paths. Even if you cannot perceive the changes immediately, trust that my timing is perfect. What seems like a delay is often my preparation, ensuring that when the answer arrives, you are ready to handle it responsibly and with gratitude. There will be days when darkness threatens to overshadow your hope. In those moments, feed your spirit with my promises. Resist the temptation to lock yourself away in isolation and fear. Instead, open my word and let it be a lamp to your feet. Surrender your anxieties through prayer, believing that I am the same yesterday, today, and forever. Because I do not change, you can trust that the compassion and strength I have shown in the past will be the same compassion and strength I show you now. You might wonder why I allow trials in your life at all. Trials refine you as fire purifies gold. They expose areas where you need deeper surrender and shape your character to reflect my image more clearly. They also magnify my glory when I bring you through them. The parting of seas, the falling of mighty walls, and the shutting of lions' mouths in ancient days all occurred in the midst of impossible situations. Consider how your own story might turn into a testimony that defies logic and exalts my power. Do not curse the process. Open your eyes to the wonders I perform amid adversity. When you feel tired, remember how I fed Elijah under the juniper tree and how an angel gently awakened him to eat and drink before continuing his journey. So I come to you now, inviting you to take spiritual nourishment. Rest is not idleness. It is an act of trust. It says, God, I believe you are capable of handling my affairs even when I pause from my striving. Let me pour my renewing grace into you so you can rise once more, not in your own strength, but in mine. Be mindful, too, of how you speak to yourself and others. Words carry immense creative power. Speak life over your circumstances. Call forth hope, even when the atmosphere around you feels thick with discouragement. Use your tongue to declare my goodness, to proclaim victory in my name. Refuse to join in the chorus of negativity that saturates so much of the world. Let your mouth be a source of blessing, and watch how your environment begins to shift. Consider also the lessons in the parable of the prodigal son. He believed he had ruined everything with his reckless living, but the father never stopped watching for his return. The moment he appeared on the horizon, the father ran to him, embraced him, and clothed him with honor. There was no condemnation in that embrace, only love. That is how I feel about you. If you have strayed or lost your sense of direction, all you need to do is turn back. I will run to meet you. I will celebrate your return, and I will robe you in righteousness, reminding you that you are my beloved child, not a hired servant. Stand tall, therefore, with the dignity I bestow upon you. Perhaps you question your own value. You see what you perceive as lack of talent, lack of resources, lack of connections. But do you not realize I often choose the weak to shame the strong and the foolish to confound the wise? It is not by your might or intelligence alone that my purposes are fulfilled, but by my Spirit. I take the small and multiply it. Look at the loaves and fishes, how a meager lunch became a feast for thousands in my hands. So it will be with your gifts when you yield them to me. Think for a moment about the nature of my kingdom. It grows like a mustard seed, tiny and seemingly insignificant at first, but unstoppable once planted. My kingdom is also like yeast that permeates an entire batch of dough from the inside out. Transformation starts in your heart, then flows into your family, your community, and beyond. Each act of faith, each moment of obedience, each word of kindness is like a seed of my kingdom sown in the soil of this world. Do not be discouraged by small beginnings. What you sow in my name will grow in ways you cannot yet fathom. I want you to dream again. Yes, dream big dreams that align with my heart for righteousness, justice, and compassion. Dare to envision the impossible. Some people abandon hope because they have faced so much disappointment. They protect themselves by expecting little so they won't feel the pain of failure. But I am the God who calls you to have faith that moves mountains. If you never dream, how will you see my glory manifested in ways that exceed your imagination? Let my promises ignite holy expectancy in you. When you encounter others trapped in their own storms, do not hold back from showing them love. I pour my compassion into you so you can extend it to those who are hurting, even to those who have wronged you. Mercy is a powerful force that can melt hearts of stone. Forgiveness can break chains that have bound families for generations. You might worry that showing mercy is a sign of weakness or that you are letting others take advantage of you. But mercy, guided by wisdom, is strength under control. It reflects my character. You become most like me when you extend grace in the face of offense. Be also on guard against pride. As I begin to bless you openly, giving you opportunities to succeed, do not forget the source of your blessing. Pride can creep in subtly, convincing you that your success is solely the result of your own effort. Remember that I am the one who gives you breath, skill, and favor. Remain humble, acknowledging that every achievement you experience is ultimately a reflection of my grace. In humility, you will find that my favor rests more heavily upon you, opening doors no human hand can shut. I see how you long for security. The world promises security in various forms: money, status, or relationships, but all of these can crumble in a moment. My child, let your security be rooted in me, for my presence is everlasting. I never change. I am the same one who accompanied David through the valley of the shadow of death, who reassured Joshua that every place he set his foot would be given to him, who comforted Ruth in her loss and gave her a new beginning. If I was faithful then, I am faithful now. Sometimes you wonder if your prayers matter. You question whether they rise above the ceiling of your room. Rest assured, your prayers ascend to my throne, carried by your faith, even the faintest whisper. I delight in answering you, though not always according to your timeline or your expectations. Delayed answers are not denials. They are intervals where I work in hidden ways to refine your motives, prepare circumstances, and reveal my glory at the perfect moment. Keep praying. Your prayers are like seeds planted in the soil of eternity, watered by tears of longing. They will produce a harvest in due time. I want you to slow down and notice the small wonders in your life. The sun rising each day is a reminder of my faithfulness, painting the sky with hope. The gentle breeze on your face is a whisper of my spirit, reminding you that you are not forgotten. The laughter of a child is a reflection of the joy I long to restore in you. Look around with eyes of gratitude. Let thanksgiving fill your heart each morning, for gratitude unlocks a deeper understanding of my goodness. When you focus on what I have already done, your faith to believe for greater things expands. Also, learn to be still and know that I am God. In the clamor of daily life, my voice can be drowned out by noise. Withdraw for a moment in silence and let me speak to you in the quietness of your heart. The secret place is where I reveal my mysteries. There, I share strategies for your battles, comfort for your wounds, and revelations that guide you to the next step. Busyness can rob you of intimacy with me. Resist the pressure to run every minute of the day. Choose moments of solitude to refocus on my eternal perspective. Keep your relationships anchored in love and patience. People around you are not perfect, and neither are you. Conflicts will arise, misunderstandings will happen. But if you handle them with grace, you will reflect the humility and love that heals. Let me mold your responses. Pause before speaking hurtful words. Reflect on how I've treated you with compassion, even when you erred. As you show that same forgiveness and patience, you become a channel of blessing. Through you, I can restore families, mend friendships, and reconcile what seemed irreparable. I know that sometimes you feel overwhelmed by the darkness you see in the news or the hardships in your community. Wars, disasters, and injustices can make your heart feel heavy. You may wonder, Lord, are you truly in control? Remember that nothing escapes my notice. Even in the darkest hour, I am there, calling people to repentance, stirring hearts to rise up in compassion, and prompting acts of selfless love. You are not helpless. You bear my light. Every kind deed, every word of encouragement, every stand for truth is a flame pushing back the shadows. Do not underestimate the power of even the smallest act of love done in my name. When you face temptation, whether it is pride, lust, greed, or any other snare, do not fight alone. Call upon me. I gave you my Spirit to guide and strengthen you. Temptation loses its power when you bring it into the light, confessing your struggle to me and, if needed, to a trusted believer who can pray for you. Isolation is the enemy's playground, where guilt festers and grows. Step out into the open, acknowledging your weakness, and watch how my grace becomes sufficient, how my power is made perfect in your frailty. I am also the God of second chances. The world can be harsh, labeling people as failures when they make mistakes. But my kingdom is built on redemption stories. Abraham lied, Moses doubted, David sinned, yet I still use them mightily. Their stories were not perfect, but their hearts turned back to me. So do not think your mistakes sentence you to a life of regret. When you repent, truly turning away from what you know is wrong, I not only forgive but also restore. I bring beauty out of ashes, joy out of mourning, praise out of despair. Sometimes you wrestle with shame, questioning your identity because of your past. Let me remind you that I call you my treasured possession, my beloved. You are not defined by what others have said about you or by the heartbreak you endured. Let my words define you. I say you are chosen, set apart to declare my goodness. Embrace that identity. When shame whispers its lies, hold on to my truth. I see you through eyes of love. I see the potential in you that you have not yet recognized. I see the gifts waiting to bloom when watered by faith. I also want you to experience the joy of giving, not just receiving. When you share your resources, your time, your abilities, your money, with those in need, you participate in my own heart. Remember the parable of the Good Samaritan. The one who showed true love was the one who interrupted his journey to help a stranger in dire need, paying for his care with his own resources. As you cultivate generosity, you will find yourself living in abundance, because you cannot outgive me. The more you pour out in love, the more your capacity to receive and share expands. If you feel uncertain about the future, let me guide you each step of the way. You do not have to see the entire path. You only need to trust me for the next step. Sometimes you want a detailed map, a guarantee of success, but I ask for trust. Walk by faith, not by sight. Each day, come to me in prayer, and let me direct your decisions. If your heart is aligned with my will, I will gently close the wrong doors and open the right ones. Have no fear of missing out on my purposes, because I am a shepherd who leads, not a puzzle maker who delights in confusion. Be mindful that true power in my kingdom often looks like servanthood. My son washed the feet of his disciples, modeling humility in a world that values status and dominance. Greatness in my eyes comes through service, not control. Embrace servanthood with joy, whether you are called to lead many or to influence just a few around you. When you lead with humility, you reflect my character, and you become a vessel I can use to pour out blessings on others. Hold on to hope, even when you walk through the valley of the shadow of death. Do not fear, for I am with you. I have conquered the power of darkness. No matter how final or devastating a situation may appear, I bring resurrection and new life. The desert can blossom with flowers, the barren tree can sprout leaves again, and the night sky can break with a dazzling sunrise. Your present sorrow is not the end of the story. In my perfect plan, there is always a redemptive chapter yet to come. Some days you might be filled with frustration, sensing that your prayers for loved ones go unanswered, that someone you care about continues to stray from my ways. Keep interceding. Love them enough to let your prayers rise for them daily. I know you want quick results, but hearts often require gentle seasons of transformation. I do not override free will, but I work powerfully through the prayers of those who believe. Keep planting seeds of love, truth, and patience in their lives. Eventually, those seeds can break through even the hardest soil. Embrace the reality that life on earth is brief, a mere breath compared to eternity. Let that knowledge bring clarity to your priorities. Invest your energy in what has eternal value, loving me, loving people, cultivating virtues like kindness, patience, faithfulness. Material things pass away, but the fruits of my spirit remain. Seek the things above, and you will find peace that the world cannot offer. As you align with eternal treasures, you will sense a deeper contentment that does not waver with economic shifts or fleeting trends. Do not be disheartened by the times you feel spiritually dry. Even in what seems like a wilderness, I am at work beneath the surface. You may not see immediate growth, but seeds sown in tears often produce the most abundant harvest. Wait patiently, trusting that the dryness will not last forever. Streams of refreshing will come, and you will discover that your roots have grown deeper in search of my presence. Then, when the rains do come, you will stand stronger and more fruitful than before. I long for you to be real with me, not to put on a mask of false piety. If you are angry, bring that anger to me. If you are hurt, cry out honestly. The prophets of old poured out their complaints before me, and I did not reject them for it. I would rather have your raw honesty than empty platitudes. In genuine relationship, there is room for lament and even wrestling. Do not fear that your lament offends me. I can handle your questions, your confusion, and even your temporary frustration. What I desire is that you remain connected to me through it all. When you rejoice, know that I rejoice with you. When a child laughs in delight, a parent's heart is filled with joy. Similarly, every good and perfect gift in your life is a reflection of my love. Celebrate those gifts, whether it is the warmth of the sun, the love of a faithful friend, or the satisfaction of accomplishing a worthy goal. Let your heart be filled with gratitude, for gratitude wards off the suffocating weeds of bitterness. A grateful heart is a gateway to deeper intimacy with me, because it acknowledges my continuous presence and grace. Stay united with your brothers and sisters in faith. Where there is unity, my spirit moves powerfully. Avoid strife and jealousy, for such things grieve my heart. You are called to be one body, each member supporting the others. If you see someone stumbling, lift them up gently, reminding them of my love. If you are the one stumbling, reach out for help instead of hiding in shame. Community was my design from the beginning, so you would not walk alone. Cherish it, invest in it, and it will be a strong fortress in times of trial. When you catch yourself in a cycle of negativity, speak my words of life to break free. The adversary works tirelessly to distort your perception, making you believe that everything is lost. But my voice says, I am doing a new thing. Do you not perceive it? I create rivers in the desert, pathways in the wilderness. If you fill your mind with my promises, fear and despair will have no room to settle. Let faith arise. Train yourself to dwell on truth rather than lies. In that discipline, you take every thought captive to the obedience of the hope I offer. Do not forget that I can use every aspect of your story, the good, the bad, and the ugly, to shape you into a vessel of my grace. Scars can become testimonies of healing, mistakes can become lessons in humility, and losses can open doors to compassion. I waste nothing in the life of one who submits to me. You are not a random collection of experiences. I am crafting a tapestry that will display my redemption. You may not see the pattern right now, but one day you will marvel at how intricately I wove every strand. Observe how even nature follows rhythms. Day turns to night. Seasons cycle from winter to spring. Your life also follows seasons. There is a season to sow, a season to water, a season to wait, and a season to reap. Do not lose heart if you are in a season of waiting. You might not realize it, but I am maturing your faith, deepening your roots, and preparing a harvest. Resist the urge to compare your timeline with that of others. I have a tailor-made path for you, and if you trust me, you will see that each season has its purpose. Cultivate a spirit of expectancy without slipping into anxiety. Expectancy anchors you in hope, while anxiety weighs you down with worry. Expectancy says, I trust that good things are coming because my God is faithful, whereas anxiety fixates on potential misfortunes. Guard your heart by consistently reminding yourself of my character, loving, sovereign, and intimately concerned with every detail of your life. Whenever you feel anxious thoughts creeping in, counter them with the truths I have spoken about my love and care for you. Open your hands to forgive those who hurt you. Yes, even the ones who never apologized. Forgiveness is not an endorsement of their actions. It is a refusal to let bitterness poison your heart. When you release them from your judgment, you free yourself as well. Think of how I have forgiven you for every misstep, every rebellion, every time you chose your own way instead of mine. My compassion does not hold grudges. It is fresh and tender each morning. Let that same forgiveness flow through you, healing wounds you have carried for too long. Let me also remind you of the power of prayerful intercession. When your loved ones are in trouble, when a city experiences tragedy, when a nation strays from moral integrity, your prayers can move mountains. They align your heart with mine, channeling heavenly solutions into earthly dilemmas. You may feel small, but when you pray in unity with my spirit, you become part of my cosmic plan to restore creation. Do not say, my voice does not matter. Every prayer offered in humility and sincerity reaches my throne and releases grace into the world. In moments of temptation, recall that I am your refuge. Run to me. You may think you have to overcome the temptation first and then approach me once you are clean. That is backward. Come to me immediately, even in the middle of the battle. I am not ashamed of your struggle. I want to empower you to overcome it. My spirit in you can silence the roar of temptation, redirect your thoughts, and strengthen your resolve. If you stumble, get up again. Keep pressing forward. The victory is found in persistent reliance on my grace. Hold dear the lessons from the parable of the talents. The faithful servants who invested what they were given were commended and entrusted with more. The one who buried his talent out of fear lost even that. So it is with the abilities, opportunities, and spiritual gifts I have bestowed on you. You are meant to use them, not hide them. Step out in faith, trusting that I will guide and multiply your efforts. Fear of failure paralyzes many, but fear is not from me. I give you power, love, and a sound mind. Dare to invest yourself in my kingdom's purposes, and watch how I bless the works of your hands. Do not be surprised when persecution arises because of your faith. The world does not always embrace truth. Sometimes standing for righteousness will invite ridicule or exclusion. But blessed are you when others revile you for my sake. Your reward is beyond earthly comprehension. Do not retaliate in anger or fall into despair. Respond with love, for that is the radical way of my kingdom. Love those who wrong you. Pray for those who slander you. In this you reflect the same mercy that I continually show you. I want you also to rest assured that I am not limited by your circumstances. You might think, my background, my finances, or my health issues are obstacles too great to overcome. But remember, I used a shepherd boy to defeat a giant and a handful of disciples to transform the world. I specialize in using the unlikely, the overlooked, and the underestimated. Your limitations do not intimidate me. In fact, they highlight my strength. Submit your limitations to me and watch how I expand your capacity beyond what you imagined possible. Lean on me when you are lonely. My presence can fill the voids that no human companionship can fully satisfy. Relationships are gifts, but they are finite and frail. I am everlasting, constant, and fully attuned to the depths of your soul. In your solitude, you can discover hidden treasures of communion with me that you would miss in perpetual busyness. Talk to me freely. Let your tears and laughter flow in my presence. Let your quiet time with me become the sanctuary, where your heart finds the affirmation it craves. Continue to immerse yourself in my word daily. Just as bread nourishes your body, my word nourishes your spirit. It shapes your thoughts, guides your decisions, and reveals my heart. When you face confusion, my word provides clarity. When you are tempted, it offers a weapon to stand against deception. When you are discouraged, it lifts your eyes to my promises. Do not skim over it hastily. Meditate on it, savor it, and let it dwell richly within you. Then in moments of crisis, it will surface like a wellspring of hope and guidance. Keep your eyes on me, especially when waves are high and the storm seems fierce. If you fixate on the wind and the thunder, fear will rise. But if you keep your gaze on me, you will walk across the waters. The miracles you read about, parting seas, raising the dead, healing the sick, were not just for a bygone era. I remain the God of miracles, the one who holds all power in heaven and on earth. Dare to believe that I still intervene in impossible situations today. Do not place your faith in logic alone. Leave room for my supernatural hand to move. When you hear discouraging news about global crises, personal tragedies, or the moral decline of societies, do not lose heart. I already told you that in this world you would face trouble, but I have overcome the world. My kingdom is an unshakable fortress, and those who dwell in it have hope beyond circumstances. Yes, you are to be wise and compassionate, responding to needs where you can. But do not sink into despair. My spirit is still at work, stirring revival in unexpected places, igniting hearts with the fire of my love. Pray, love, serve, and watch how I transform even the bleakest landscapes. If you are in a season of grief, know that I grieve with you. When Lazarus died, my son wept, even though he knew Lazarus would rise again. Your pain matters to me, and I do not minimize it. I walk with you through the valley of tears, carrying you when your strength is gone. Though it may not feel like it, I am forming within you a deeper well of compassion that will one day help heal others. Let yourself mourn without shame, but also let me slowly lead you toward joy again. Morning always follows night, and the dawn of comfort will break upon your heart. Resist cynicism. It grows when hope is deferred, turning hearts cold. But I call you to remain hopeful, even in the face of repeated disappointments. A cynic sees only the worst, burying any expectation of change. Faith, on the other hand, refuses to let go of the belief that I am still working. Cling to the stories of transformation you have witnessed, both in Scripture and in your own life. Each one is a testament that I am not done yet. The tapestry is still being woven, and the final design is magnificent. When you lay your head to rest at night, remember to entrust your worries to me. Sleep is my gift, a time when your body recovers and your mind can release the day's burdens. If anxious thoughts keep you awake, speak to me in the stillness. Let my peace guard your heart and mind. My watchful eye does not grow weary, so you can safely close your eyes, knowing that I never slumber. If you awaken with an anxious heart, let your first thoughts be praise and petition, inviting me to shape the new day according to my merciful will. Know that I take great delight in your growth, however slow it may seem to you. Even if your progress feels like a single step forward after 2 steps back, I rejoice in that one step. Persevere. Sanctification is a lifelong journey. Every time you say no to temptation or yes to an opportunity to love, you grow stronger in me. I am patient, more than you realize. I know the beauty that will unfold as you remain yielded in my hands. You are like clay on the potter's wheel, and I am shaping you into a vessel of honor. If you feel a calling stirring within you, a sense that I have a unique assignment for your life, do not dismiss it as impossible. I love to call the least likely. Gideon saw himself as the least in his family, yet I called him a mighty warrior. Esther was an orphan in exile, yet she saved her people. Do not limit yourself based on your background, your personality, or your perceived inadequacies. When I call, I also equip. Take courageous steps of faith, confident that my power is made perfect in your weakness. Stay true to your convictions, even if you stand alone. Sometimes you will have to walk against the current of popular opinion to uphold my truth. Being liked by everyone was never your mission. Your mission is to reflect my love and my values, whether or not it garners applause. Remember, the applause of heaven counts far more than any human acclaim. Even if the majority scorns you, if you are faithful to my word, you stand on solid ground. I also urge you to cultivate an atmosphere of praise in your home. Whether you live alone or with many, let your household be filled with songs of worship and gratitude. Make time to declare my goodness. In doing so, you shift the spiritual climate, driving out negativity and inviting my presence to rest upon you. It may feel awkward at first, but do not hold back. Your praises are a sweet fragrance to me, and they fortify your soul against discouragement. Continue practicing kindness, even in small, everyday acts. Offer a smile to a stranger, speak a word of encouragement to a friend, help someone struggling with a heavy load. These gestures may seem trivial, but they carry immense weight in my kingdom. Every act of kindness is like a candle lit in the darkness, testifying that love still prevails. You never know how one simple deed might echo in eternity, inspiring someone to draw near to me or to extend kindness further. If you are harboring resentment toward someone who hurt you deeply, bring that resentment to me. Let me heal you from the inside out. Harboring a grudge is like drinking poison, hoping the other person suffers, but it is your own soul that aches. Release the bitterness and allow my peace to flow in. If reconciliation is possible, pursue it. If not, let your heart be free from animosity, leaving the situation in my hands. Trust that I can bring justice in my time, in my way, and that your role is to maintain love. Be cautious about the influences you allow into your mind and heart. In this digital age, so many voices clamor for your attention. Some spread fear, others sow confusion, and still others distract you from what truly matters. Guard your gates, your eyes, your ears, your thoughts. Seek wisdom in what you read, watch, and listen to. If something feeds cynicism or anxiety, step away. Let your mind dwell on what is pure, honorable, and uplifting. You have the power to choose what shapes your perspective. I cherish your communion with me, whether it happens in a quiet place at dawn, during a busy afternoon when you pause for a moment of prayer, or in the hush of midnight as you reflect on the day. Each time you turn your heart toward me, I am there, eager to draw closer. Speak to me as you would to a friend, for that is what I call you, my friend. This friendship is rooted in reverence, but also in deep intimacy. I yearn for you to know the depths of my heart. Though you see pain and injustice, remember that my ultimate plan is one of restoration. One day, I will wipe away every tear. Brokenness will be healed. Oppression will cease. Keep this eternal perspective, for it will steady you when life seems unbearably harsh. You are a pilgrim in a world longing for redemption, but the city you truly belong to is one whose builder and maker is divine. That reality should fill you with expectant joy, even as you work and pray for my kingdom to be manifested more fully here and now. When you help the poor, the widow, the orphan, or the stranger, you minister unto me. I identify with the marginalized and the suffering. Let your faith be more than words. Let it be tangible through acts of compassion. It is better to give than to receive, and in giving, you mirror my own heart of generosity. Do not worry that you have too little to offer. Like the widow's mite, I multiply the impact of every sincere gift. I see that your soul longs for renewal. Breathe deep and recognize my spirit hovering over the surface of your heart, just as at creation. I am still in the business of bringing order out of chaos, beauty out of emptiness, and life out of nothingness. Let my spirit blow upon every dormant area within you, awakening new dreams, reviving your passion for goodness, and stirring up a zeal for holiness. This renewal is ongoing. Each day offers a fresh start, another step in your journey toward wholeness. Some of your prayers have been for loved ones who do not yet acknowledge me. Do not give up on them. I heard every plea. I see every tear. Keep interceding. Keep loving them unconditionally. I can soften hearts of stone. I can arrange divine appointments that speak directly to them. Even when you cannot be there, my presence can reach them wherever they are. Cling to hope and trust my timing. When you see corruption or oppression in society, do not simply wring your hands in despair. Stand for truth, but do so in love. Righteousness and compassion must go hand in hand. You can be a voice for the voiceless without resorting to hatred. Let your steps be guided by my Spirit, who can give you both courage and wisdom. I raise up people to bring justice, and you might be one of them. Be assured that I take pleasure in your existence itself, not just in your achievements. I delight in you simply because you are my creation. You do not have to earn my love. It was given freely, sealed with a promise that cannot be broken. If you find yourself striving to prove your worth, pause. Rest in the knowledge that you are already beloved. I formed your soul with intention, weaving into you talents, desires, and traits that reflect facets of my image. Embrace yourself with grace, for you are fearfully and wonderfully made. Let forgiveness begin with you as well. Sometimes your harshest critic is yourself. I see how you beat yourself up for past choices, continuing to replay them in your mind. If I, who am perfect, have forgiven you, why do you refuse to forgive yourself? Release your regrets into my hands. Allow me to turn them into wisdom. The aim is not to forget the lessons you learned, but to lay down the burden of guilt. Move forward with a heart purified by my mercy. I have witnessed your tears when you lost someone dear to you, through death, betrayal, or distance. Let me comfort you in that loss. Relationships are precious but fragile. They can break for many reasons. In your grief, know that I hold you closer. Sometimes I use sorrow to deepen your capacity for empathy. Even though I do not cause the heartbreak, I work through it to mold compassion in your spirit. Surrender that sorrow to me. Let it refine, not destroy you. If you feel you lack direction, remember I am the Good Shepherd. Ask, and you shall receive guidance. Sometimes my direction may come in a gentle whisper during prayer, other times through wise counsel from someone who also seeks my will, or even through a door that suddenly closes, redirecting your steps elsewhere. Stay sensitive to these signs. I do not toy with your destiny. I lead you with purpose. Trust that I know the destination better than you do. Each morning, place your day in my hands. Release your expectations, your schedules, your worries. Tell me you are open to my interruptions, my divine appointments. Sometimes I will shift your path to cross someone who needs a word of hope. Other times, I will protect you from unseen dangers. By yielding your plans to me, you gain peace, because you acknowledge that my sovereignty is good and wise. Let every breath become a prayer. Here I am, Lord. Use me. Guide me. Do not fear the refining fire. Gold is tested by fire, and so is faith. The flames burn away impurities, leaving behind purity that reflects my image. I know it hurts when you lose things you clung to for security, or when your flaws are exposed. But be of good cheer. On the other side of this purification is a stronger, more radiant you. I discipline those I love, not to harm you, but to help you grow into the fullness of the person I created you to be. Stand firm in the face of adversity. Do not be tossed back and forth like a wave on the ocean, uncertain of my promises. If you cling to my word, you will discover a steadfastness that triumphs over trials. Your life might shake, but you will not topple. Friends might abandon you, but I remain. Finances might dwindle, but my provision endures. When you anchor yourself in my promises, you become like a tree planted by streams of living water, bearing fruit in every season. Remember also that you are never too old or too young for me to use you. Age is not a barrier in my kingdom. I used Joseph as a teenager, Sarah as a woman past childbearing, Daniel as a youth in exile, and Caleb in his old age to conquer new territories. Your willingness is what matters most to me. If you are willing, if you say, "Here I am, Lord, send me," I can do wonders through you, far beyond what you imagine. Embrace the season you are in and offer it to me wholeheartedly. In times of celebration, do not forget me either. Human nature sometimes remembers me most when in trouble, then forgets me when prosperity comes. Continually offer thanksgiving. When I promote you or grant you success, use that platform to glorify me, to bless others, and to further my kingdom. Humility in success is a rare jewel that shines brightly, pointing people to the greater reality that all good things come from the giver of life. Cherish unity in your household. If you are married, love and respect your spouse deeply. If you have children, guide them in my truth with patience and gentleness. If you live alone, remember you are still part of a broader spiritual family. Invest in healthy relationships that uplift your soul. A house divided cannot stand, but a home built on love, kindness, and reverence for my name will withstand the fiercest storms. Make your living space a sanctuary where my presence is welcome, where worship is as natural as breathing. Let your heart remain teachable. Pride assumes it knows everything already. Humility is always ready to learn. Even if you have walked with me for many years, there is more to discover about my depths. Each day I can reveal new facets of my grace. Approach every moment with a posture of wonder, open to the lessons I might teach you through a child's innocence, a stranger's kindness, or a crisis that compels you to rethink your assumptions. When you see someone blessed, do not resent it. Rejoice with them. This reveals trust that I have not overlooked your needs. I bless each person in the manner and timing that best accomplishes my purposes. When your blessing arrives, it will be perfectly tailored to you. If envy tries to creep in, push it away by focusing on my goodness in your life. Envy is a thief of joy, making you blind to your own gifts. Celebrate the blessings of others, knowing that I have an abundant storehouse, and my giving does not diminish with each gift bestowed. As you walk this journey of faith, there will be seasons of solitude and seasons of fellowship. Both are gifts. In solitude, you hear my voice with clarity. In fellowship, you learn to carry each other's burdens and celebrate each other's triumphs. Do not neglect either aspect. Seek a balanced rhythm, time alone with me to refuel, and time with community to exercise love and service. In that balance, you fulfill the command to love me with all your heart and to love your neighbor as yourself. Let this message dwell deeply within you. Keep it in your heart and recall it when challenges arise. I'm always here, always listening, always ready to guide and comfort you. My love for you is not a passing sentiment, it is an everlasting covenant. I have written these truths as a seal upon your heart, a reminder that your life has purpose, hope, and a glorious destiny in me. Open your arms wide to receive the peace I offer right now. Breathe in the assurance that your best days are not behind you, but ahead. Even if sorrow visits your soul, it will not have the final word. Even if you stumble, you will rise again. For my mercy is renewed each sunrise. Walk forward boldly, knowing that I am on your side. No weapon formed against you shall prevail. You are more than a conqueror through my love. In the quiet of this moment, whisper to me your deepest fears and your greatest dreams. I hear you. I have always heard you. Let your faith arise, supported by the knowledge that I am the one who parted seas, who stilled storms, who gave sight to the blind, and who calls the dead to life. Is anything too hard for me? Rest in the firm truth that I, who began a good work in you, will carry it on to completion. Yes, there are moments you will feel tested, but a test is not designed to break you. It is designed to prove and strengthen you. Think of the process by which precious metals are tested. The heat intensifies until impurities surface. Then, with great care, those impurities are removed, leaving behind refined treasure. That is how I deal with you, carefully, lovingly, for your betterment. Let love guide you in all things. Love is patient and kind. It does not envy or boast. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking or easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love never fails. If you abide in love, you abide in me, because I am love. Let this love permeate your words, your actions, and your thoughts. In doing so, you reflect my heart to a world hungry for genuine kindness. I do not promise a life free of pain or challenges. I promise my presence and my grace to overcome them. I promise joy deeper than any sorrow, peace stronger than any fear, and love that conquers even hatred. Look back at how far you have come. Did you think you would make it through previous trials? Yet here you stand, a testament to my sustaining power. Believe that I will carry you forward into ever greater victories. When you see the brokenness of humanity, remember that I am the potter who can fashion clay into exquisite art. I create beauty from ashes. I can redeem the darkest situation if hearts are surrendered to me. Let that truth ignite compassion in you for those who have not yet discovered my love. Share what you have received. Freely you have been given. Freely give. Should your heart ache from loneliness or longing, rest in my companionship. I am intimately aware of your desires and your frustrations. Surrender them to me daily. If it is my will, I will fulfill them at the proper time. If my plan differs from yours, trust that I see the bigger picture. My vision extends beyond your momentary circumstances, weaving together a tapestry of grace for your entire life, and even beyond, for I see eternity. Child, my heart is full of love for you. I created you with intention, delighting in your uniqueness. I have placed within you talents and a personality unlike any other. Do not measure yourself against someone else's path. You are on a journey uniquely crafted by my hand. Treasure the individuality I have given you, using it to glorify me and to bless those around you. Even as you read these words, my spirit is at work, stirring hope and courage within. Let that stirring continue. Do not brush it aside when distractions come. Take time regularly to return to this place of communion, where my voice can speak to your innermost being. Resist the enemy's attempts to fill your mind with doubt or to lure you away from prayer. Instead, anchor yourself in these promises, letting them shape your identity. Lift your chin, straighten your shoulders. You are my beloved child, redeemed, forgiven, and empowered. The chains of your past cannot hold you unless you let them. Step into the freedom I have purchased for you, walking confidently in your new identity. Your future, though unseen by you, is clear to me, and I say it is bright, filled with the radiance of my favor and guided by my loving hand. Yes, you will still face valleys, but never forget that I am the lily of the valleys, blooming even in the midst of adversity. Darkness and gloom do not keep me away. I shine brightest in the shadows. As you pass through these valleys, you become a beacon for others who walk in the same dark places. Your story of perseverance will illuminate their path, guiding them to the fountain of living water that flows endlessly from my heart. You ask, "How long, Lord? How long must I wait for breakthroughs, for answers, for healing?" Patience is a holy work in your soul. My sense of timing is eternal, not bound by human constraints. Even so, I understand your longing, and I do not diminish it. I simply ask you to trust that my delays are not denials, but a precise orchestration of my divine plans. Continue in prayer, continue in hopeful expectancy, and remember that I will never leave you nor forsake you. When storms rage, and it seems all is lost, cling to me. I am your anchor. Though the ship may be battered, it will not sink if you remain anchored in my promises. At times you may only see the raging waters, but keep in mind that beneath them, I remain steadfast. In due course, the winds will calm, and you will emerge stronger with a testimony of endurance and my power at work on your behalf. Let your heart dance in freedom. I created you not only to endure, but also to rejoice. The joy I give is not dependent on perfect circumstances. It springs from the well of my presence. Sing praises in the middle of your battles. Dance in the presence of adversity. Declare victory over fear. This confounds the enemy who expects you to crumble under pressure. Instead, you rise, praising my name, and in that praise you find strength. Carry these words close. Revisit them when doubt knocks on your door or when worry tries to settle in your mind. I have spoken them out of a deep, unending love for you. May they remind you that you are never alone, never forsaken, and never without hope. I, the Lord your God, walk beside you as a friend, guide you as a shepherd, and love you as a perfect father. I hold your future securely, and my promise to you is yes and amen. Remember always that I, the one who formed galaxies with a word, have set my affection on you. You are not a face in the crowd or a fleeting thought. You are inscribed on my hands. Every detail of your life matters to me. So lift your eyes, dear child, and see beyond your present struggles. See my unwavering faithfulness that stretches across the horizon of eternity. I bless you now with peace that transcends human understanding. I bless you with faith that moves mountains. I bless you with wisdom to navigate the complexities of life. I bless you with strength to conquer every challenge, with compassion to love the unlovable, and with hope that outlasts the darkest night. Rest in my arms, walk forward boldly, live in the fullness of my grace, and always remember, I am with you, even to the end of the age. Amen.